Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing Outbound from HackTheBox. This is a box turn about solid easy. And yeah, let's get on to the video. As always, I'm going to start by splitting my terminals here. I'm going to start by pinging an IP address. Do ping count for 3, 4, 10, 10, 11, 77. We do get a response back from the server, so I'm going to start running a map scan. So I'll do -sc for default scripts. As v duration, I'll scan ports on IP. We'll do -v verbose. So we have a total of 4 ports. We have a port 80 open for HTTP and also port 22 open for SSH. I'm start visiting port 80. I did already put this into my /CT host, so we cat this out. You'll see that I do have this mailed outbound.htb. So we do have some credentials with the box. We have a user as Tyler, and also for this password. I'm gonna see if I can log in. We save this, and now we are under for Tyler. We do have this as, not too sure. Maybe we can go to contact settings. Seems like this is going to be a CMS for Roundcube webmail. So I'll do this for like an exploit CV. Usually like going to like github.com. And we do have vulnerable to authenticated RC. And we do have a couple of references here. Let's go down. Let's go to this Roundcube RC. And here we can specify a username and also a password followed by the command. And they're using curl to get a shell, right? So we'll start by doing that. So I'm gonna we'll go to code. Let's go down. I'm gonna git clone this repository onto my machine. cd into cv, and now we have this running in PHP for the cv.php. So we do have the URL. I'm gonna specify the URL. We actually don't want everything. We just want to get this HTTP. Next, we do have the user as Tyler and also the password. Tyler and also the command. If we do ID, it does not seem like this is going to execute, right? Or it does execute, but we don't have the output for execution on from the server for client side, right? So I'm going to just copy exactly what they do for this POC. They're basically just running curl and getting a file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get curl on, they are running curl. Well, we can test we have curl or wget, but we don't have output from the command. So we'll just use curl. We can start by testing, we get a file. If we do get a file, then we can simply get a .sh file, execute it, run a chmod +x, use bash and execute it, get a reverse shell. We'll do Control-Shift-O. What do I have config? We have 10.10.14.189 for my IP address. 180, we have 10.10.14.189. We'll do some port 8081. I'm just going to curl this. We'll start up a Python server. http.server and port 8081. Press turn on that. And we get a hit back. Of course, we don't have any files. So we want to output this to a simple directory. We can output it to like a dev/shm or dev/shm for this xq.sh. Let's go to pentest. Let's go to pentest monkey for rev shell. I like getting a bash reverse shell since this is Linux. I'm going to VI into a execute.sh. We'll do this /bin/bash. Specify the IP address. Do this on port 9001. On 10.10.11. We have this on 10.10.14.189. 189 on 9001. We can right quit. Got this xq.sh. Now we do have the IP address and also the port. So to start up my server one more time, we want to do xq.sh. Since this is curl, we're going to do a lowercase o. So do o. We're now put this to /dev/shm for xq.sh. Press it on that. Now we get this xq.sh. Start part listener. We'll do all wrap netcat mysound VPN 9001. Instead of running this curl, now we want to do a chmod plus x to turn this into executable. Plus x for dev shm for execute.sh. And we'll also do an add command so we can execute that so we can just execute the dev shm for execute.sh. Just run a bash. Suppressor on that. We do ID, and now we're in a dub data. So I'm gonna start by doing some enumeration. I'm gonna do else minus LA. We do have a let's go into /home. We do have 3 users. We have a user as Jacob, Mel, and also Tyler. Can we CD into Tyler? Can't CD into Tyler, and these are all we don't have permission to go in there, right? We'll go into /var. We'll go into backups. See if we have any backups under here. Nothing under here. Let's go into /opt as well. Nothing under there. We'll go into dub. CD into HTML, else minus LA. And here we do have the document root for that round cube. Since this is a CMS, usually by default, you'll have for like WordPress or Joomla, you'll usually have like a config directory. Like usually for WordPress, you'll have a wp-config.php, or Joomla, you'll have a config.php, just depending on the documentation. You can check which is the config file. We have a .sample and also a config inc.php. So I'll check this out. And by default, we should have credentials here, 2-axis, 3306, or depending on the server. You'll see we have pass, localhost, and we have a config for DB, DSNW, MySQL. So this is MySQL for the user for roundcube, and for I'm guessing this is going to be a DB name for roundcube. So I'll put this into my mouse pad here. We have we can specify roundcube for the user. So I'm gonna do MySQL, we'll do -u for roundcube. So specify -p. Before doing that, let's do a Python 3 tty. Let me also put this Python 3. Also export my term is equal to xterm. We'll do MySQL. -u for the user. For roundcube, we'll do -p, so it does ask us for the password. And we do have that password for RCBD pass 2025. Press it on that. And doesn't let us. And not sure why this is so we don't have a proper TTY, it seems like. We don't have Python 2. Also don't have Python 3. Python 3 is not on here. Let's do a TTY. Can we do TTY? We don't have this. We'll do TTY cheat sheet. So you see here we have a TTY for Python. We have a script as well, Perl. This is for Perl. Let's just delete all this. This is for Perl. We don't have Perl, which we do have Perl. User bin Perl. I think because of this option, Perl ID, if we do a bash -i, if we try to connect one more time, doesn't seem like we have Can we do show databases? So it seems like we're getting an error when we do that, but we do show databases. We have an information scheme and also a round cube. I'm gonna do we'll see if we can execute specify the password. Since I'm not getting a TTY, we'll specify the password, do a -e so we can execute. So in this case, we're going to be using the database for round cube. We'll use the database for round cube, and then we'll do a select star from, usually by default, we can do from user. Let's press it on that. Let's specify, let's try to do this from users. We'll do Control, specify the password. And we do have a table under the directory or under the database for round cube for users. We have Jacob, Mel, Tyler, and also we have some encrypted data here for, seems like some serialization for preferences. So instead of doing that, let's try to do the same thing. Instead of for users, check for sessions. I'm do Control, press it on that. And now we do have a session here. I think this is going to be in base 64. I think we'll do this. Let's copy this, put this into CyberChef, or we can just do this within the terminal. Just to make this a little bit more neat, we'll do this within CyberChef. Put the input in there. Go to from base 64, and we do have output. So I'm going to copy this. We'll put this into a. We'll get this. We'll put this in the creds.txt file. If we search for a password, we do have a password under here, which is going to be for this LV. In kind of creds.txt. And we do have the creds for S32. So I'm going to do this again. We'll do this from base 64. So this is from base 64 for L7. We'll change this to hexadecimal. So let's put that in there. We have, make sure we do have the /. We want to go from 09 all the way to BF. Let's put this out. So now we have from 09. So now we're going to be doing this for encrypt. I think we have the key already under. Let's go var www.html. So we'll go to round cube, config, mouse isolate. Let's go to this config one more time, and we have this rcml. Since we have the config for the dsc_key, this is going to go for actually let's go to decrypt. Let's go to key. So I'm gonna keep this open. Let's go back. So we have the key. I think we need the. Let's go to CyberChef one more time. Put this in here. We'll go to base 64, or from base 64 to hex. So we want to grab the first half of what we had. So we started from 09 and we want to get the first half. Let's go back. We'll put this into, take off all the spaces. We don't need a space for this. Go to IV, EC. Then we have 2F. We change that to UTF-8. Let's try to do this for, we had this for the user for Jacob. So we do have port 22 open for SSH. So I'm going to SSH into Jacob at 1010 1177. And it doesn't seem like this is going to be the password for SSH. We do have round cube. We'll do the same thing for, instead of Tyler, we'll do the same thing for Jacob. Press it on that. Doesn't seem to work. We'll switch users to Jacob. We do ID, and now we're under Jacob. So I'm not too sure why this is not working for SSH. So do Python 3. We'll do a bash -i. We don't have we can't do a TTY. I'll do a sudo -cell. We do ID, and now we're under Jacob. So looking back, basically we just decrypted. We did base64. We transformed this to hex. This is split into two parts from EEC to the first rest 8 of the hex. We decrypt this, put this into the key. Since we saw from the config file, we had this for the key for RCML for UTF-8, and we have a password for Jacob. And now we're under Jacob. So looking back, we did have round queue for this webmail. Not sure why this is not working. And now it wants to work. I guess let's see if we can SSH into Jacob one more time. Maybe I didn't copy the password right. Press it on that. We have the right password, but it seems like this is this does work for Jacob. Let's go to trash inbox. We have important update, and we have the password. So this is connected to SSH. If we actually go back to SSH, so we go back under Jacob, we can go under for mail, c2/mail. Let's go back. Let's go into mail. That was my SLA. Go to inbox. We have a mail here for Jacob, and it should be the same thing for that password. So I'm going to put this into my text editor. We'll just copy that in there, also as well as his password, and this should be for SSH. So SSH one more time. Go to my terminals here. We do ID, and now we're under Jacob. So I'm going to start by running a sudo -cell. Here we do have a user bit below. Let's see what this is. I'll do a else -a, checking for any permissions for this binary, and we don't have anything under here. So I'm going to go under /var log for below. The reason I go under here is because we have the binary for specified for sudo -cell. So we do have this for below. We'll do else -a. And we have an error Jacob and also an error root.log. So this seems like this is going to be a symlink. We do have a CV for 2025. I believe it was 27591, which we can check. I'm going to do like an exploit for prevesc. We can do a GitHub. So we have a couple of CVs. There's a specific one I want to use by Obamba. Here we go. With the CV for this prevesc. Let's go into the cv.sh and check what this is doing. So specifying the target for /z password, the link path for this error root.log, which is the same one that we specified under var log below. So we have that correct. temp payload for the payload that it is specifying. Checking sudo permissions, making sure we do have that below binary. Using OpenSSL to generate the hash, so we can like do an MK password for that. In this case, it's just using a password for generating the hash. You can use MK password or OpenSSL, either one works. Specify the user Haxor, specify by the hash 00 root for temp payload. They do our echo, remove the symlink path. So symlink path is going to the symlink path. Like this is just the path to symlink and the target symlink path, and using below replay time. So this is the command that's using replay time for redirecting the output to dev null and then injecting the payload into /the passwords. All it's doing is creating a hash, removing the link path, which is going to remove, I believe it's going to be the error underscore root.log. Do a symlink attack, which is ln minus sf. So it's going to do ln minus sf for /the password, and then doing a link path against this error underscore root.log. So let's start by running this. So do exploit.sh, put that in there, right quit. Right quit, we'll do chmod plus x for a exploit.sh. Run this exploit.sh. So now we have switching password to Haxor, which is going to be for the user, using password for hacker123. We do ID. Now it should be under root. Now it's my SLA. And we can cat our root.txt. Well, guys, pretty much in the video. Don't like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.